Yep.
Was your breakfast place open? It looked like the whole damn Heights is closed. Like driving up, coming up Student. Yeah? Oh, okay.
Alright, there we go. I couldn't find it either.
We need to go shopping for here. Just a bunch of stuff here.
What are we talking about today?
I don't know, man. I've been watching.
What's the show? Just Merry Christmas? I ain't even in there.
Oh! I hope you got what you wanted for Christmas, kids.
Are you high?
No, I'm finally feeling better. It's like.
Yeah. What do I have to do for this weekend? They said Rob's going to be teaching you something. I'm like, what?
You just got to teach rehabbing.
Okay.
I'll put some slides together.
90-minute segment?
Yeah, that's fine.
90 minutes.
I mean, we're going to be going from like 10 to 6 with lunch in the middle, so I got to put all the PowerPoint shit together today, which should take maybe half a day. I'll tell you what, I really am missing the home office. It's nice to sit down at a desk and just like pound stuff out. So we got to figure something out at home.
You gotta get the desk back here.
Well, this is perfect here. So I gotta do something at the house.
I'm missing my big screen TV. I gotta get that over there.
Oh, it's still over at the
Yeah.
other office, isn't it? Yeah.
But she's going over every Tuesday now. So there's only 2 names I recognize that are coming to the event this weekend.
Okay.
One absolutely needs to be there. The other guy, I'm like, why would he come?
Was he just got no money, no credit, that sort of thing?
No. The one guy absolutely should be there because he's just very slow on the commitment, if you will.
That's fine.
But
I'm calling our next meetup, we kind of talked about, I'm calling it Project Searchlight.
why would he be there?
Why is he going there?
I don't know.
He goes to all my stuff.
We'll take it.
That's fine. And you know what? Sometimes I can't figure the guy out. I'm like, sometimes I really like the guy, and sometimes I'm like,
I do too. I'm thinking maybe he should do an influencer segment, right?
Let's talk to him about it.
Yeah.
Hey, we need a flipper, right? We don't have a flipper?
Right.
Let's grab him and pull him aside. Hey, man, you want to... Because I think he's going to end up in the education space in some form or fashion, right?
Yep.
Everything I've heard about him, he's a really good guy. Maybe, I don't know him that well. Maybe that's what it is. So...
Are you guys ready? No. Gotta get our headphones on. I just mixed hot chocolate with a little bit of leftover coffee. I'm not sure it was a smart thing.
That was...
Alright. I can hear myself.
Jeez.
I can't hear you though.
No, can you turn me down a little bit, A-Rock? Rob is extra loud.
Oh, I can hear him now. Do we have different mics?
Yeah, it should be on different.
I can hear you now.
Okay. I have this problem with picking loud business partners. Why are these guys so damn loud?
I'm loud at 50. Imagine how bad I'm gonna be like 70.
Yeah. You can't hear yourself.
Screaming across the old folks' home. Yeah, good morning, everyone. A lot of people jumping on.
I imagine most people are at home today.
I think today's probably a little rest day.
There was no traffic. And of course, I did not have the Type R, so I couldn't have fun.
Traffic, yeah.
I should hear something here in the next couple of days, hopefully.
Cut this music off real quick.
All right, what do we call this segment here?
We're doing the 8.5 minute one.
The what? Which one?
8.5 minute.
Yeah, but I mean, what are we talking about?
Happy holidays. Just talk about our holidays, and then we'll get into it. Man, I just devoured more Tesla videos.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they bought a battery company out of San Diego that could push the Model S to over 541 mile range.
That's crazy.
Yeah. If they use that, yeah, let us go.
Going live in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, good evening, everyone. Robert here and Jason. Happy holidays. We're recording this over the Christmas break. Hopefully you guys are listening in. It's a quick turnaround here tonight. How was your holiday, Jason?
Wasn't bad. It's unseasonably warm here.
It's silly.
And I still built a fire for 2 days. I'm like, I love having a fireplace.
I know.
It's great, but when it's 75 outside, you just open all the windows and open up the back of the house so the heat gets out. And we did prime rib for the first time.
Oh, how'd that turn out?
It's not bad. When it comes to the beef side of things, if it's not barbecue, I just want a fillet. Like a filet mignon. It's hard to screw a fillet up, right? They're always tender. Whenever we go anywhere to eat steak, that's what I always get because, bone-in ribeye, tomahawk, all that other stuff, they all cook a little bit differently, so I'm kind of a snob when it comes to that. So, I mean, it was decent. It was good. It's an expensive piece of meat, but I don't know.
How much was that hunk?
6 pounds was about $100.
Oof.
Yeah, it's not inexpensive.
No.
So
You can do a lot of meatballs for $100.
yeah, you can do. Yeah, you can. So what did you do? Yesterday was lasagna and everything else, right?
We did the Italian meats. Yeah, I got some sausage and did a little pork in there, and then made some meatballs, and then let it slow cook for like 6 hours, and then Catherine made homemade bread.
Ooh,
Yes,
that's fun.
It's so hard to find good crusty bread.
Mm-hmm.
So she worked very diligently at it.
She do it by hand. She has a bread maker.
Yeah, she did it by hand.
Oh man,
Yes.
so our better fingers are sore today.
Yeah, I'm sure they are. Yeah. So, but yeah, we did some meatballs, lasagna, and some fresh bread. That was really, really good. And then I went right back to bed because I was still sick.
Yeah.
Still sick.
Yeah, everyone's recovering here, and it's not just. It seems like the whole city is.
Yeah, it's
That's
rough.
everything going on.
Mm. Anyway, good Christmas. I didn't see Die Hard on any of the stations.
We own it, so we just watch it.
So it was just a
Christmas
pay-per-view
night.
thing? Yeah.
We watch Die Hard every year.
And then I saw like the whole Harry Potter thing, and I was like, "Oh, that makes sense. That's a good Christmas Day thing. It's good for the kids." And I guess that generation's probably now having their first kids, right?
Yeah.
So they're celebrating that. That's a good family movie.
So I'll tell you a movie we watched that was really, really good. It was on my list, but I didn't think it was going to be this good. Is Pixels, where like the video games come to life and they attack the world.
Come on.
It's really good.
I've seen
Adam
it.
Sandler's. I thought it was great. We watched it last night. It was phenomenal.
Yeah, it was. I'm not. Silly's not the word.
Oh, it's totally silly.
Yeah, a little over the top satirical. You know that whole Donkey Kong thing, right?
Yeah,
You see
yeah.
the documentary on that, right?
Yeah.
And the guy basically cheated, and they figured out he could never have gotten that score. And that, I think that kind of came out of that. That was some funny stuff in that. How small people's worlds can be.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I saw that movie.
I thought it was great.
He's got a new movie out now. He's a jeweler.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
You see it already?
I've heard a lot of good things about it.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
Here. Alejandro.
Is it a comedy or is it a serious thing?
No, it's a very serious thing.
Mm.
Yeah, it's a sort of a Jewish jeweler, bank heist, scam artist type deal.
Well, comedians can act.
They have to act, right?
And Bruce Willis was a comedian, speaking of Die Hard, before he went into Die Hard.
Bruce Willis.
Yeah, he was a comedian,
I
which is kind of funny. You have to go back and read that.
I don't mind. Bruce Willis is one of those guys, like, I can watch anything he does.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Even the worst of the worst, I'm still like, okay, still good. Bruce Willis. Bruce Willis. Adam Sandler's right up there, too.
Yeah.
He did a Netflix-only movie.
Mm-hmm.
which I got to go. I mean, I told you we used to, when we lived in California, we were in that perfect profile to go test. I was a screening audience member.
Oh yeah.
So we got to see his first, and they don't tell you what the movie's about.
Mm-hmm.
They don't. You have no idea who's in the movie. You sat down and we watched it, and I was like, "That's the best Adam Sandler movie I've ever seen in my life." So yeah, I'm a big fan of Sandler. So that should be interesting too. I will probably not see that movie that's in the theaters. I'll wait for it. I only really go see Marvel movies at this point. Now that Star Wars is done.
Yeah, so we caught up with the Mandalorian. We'll probably get into that. We'll have a Mandalorian
Yeah, we'll do a
segment
segment
here
here,
in a little bit. But finally got caught up on that. We watched Venom. I watched that last night.
Venom's great.
It was. I was surprised. It was actually pretty good.
Yeah.
And then I'm going through.
Filming the second one already.
Oh, no kidding. It's like 10 o'clock at night, and I knew we had to be up here. So I'm sitting there and I'm going through iTunes, and I'm looking at movies. And there was a couple of movies I missed this year. Zombieland 2 was one of them.
I missed it too.
And Ad Astra, the one it's the space movie with Brad Pitt. I wanted to
Missed
see
that one too. Yeah.
and I missed it. So I'm like, okay, so I'm bookmarking all these things. Maybe I'll get to them here in the
Nice. There you go.
next couple of days here. We'll see.
I did, before the holiday, I did The Two Popes on Netflix, which was phenomenal acting. It was great movie. And then we finished up, what did we finish up the other day? Oh, the World War II in color documentary.
Oh, that's good, isn't it?
On Netflix.
Real
It was
good.
really good. And that was one of my, I was a history major. One of my big papers I had to write at the fourth year history student in college was the firebombing of Dresden. That was really interesting. So, yeah, I loved it. It was that was good. I don't know. I think we're the last generation, or maybe I'm the last generation that likes World War II movies on the holidays.
Yeah.
It was always like The Guns of Navarone, right? That was always a big movie for us growing up, and Force 10 from Navarone, and yeah, we were a big World War II and Godzilla. Godzilla was the day after Thanksgiving. We would watch Godzilla movies.
That's
all the
pretty
time.
funny.
Yep, that was so. I'm not sure how much of that is out there. I see it's Harry Potter, and I'm very happy with that.
Have you seen? There's I can't remember. I want to say Tom Hanks is involved, but it was that. It's like an 18-hour Vietnam documentary
I have
on
not.
Netflix. It is phenomenal.
No.
I want to say Tom Hanks was involved and a couple other guys. But what they do is they show all the like footage from back then. But then they're interviewing guys on both sides during these battles. So they're showing like the news footage from the battle, and then it's like one guy from the Viet Cong side and then an American, and it's really, really good. But it's like 18 or 20 hours. But it's phenomenal.
Content is king. A ton of it out there.
Yeah.
Hey guys, this is Robert and Jason, Mr. Texas Real Estate Team, and this is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. Hey, we have an event coming up here at the end of every month called Foundations Real Estate 101. It's how to invest in this modern era. We think that some of the strategies being taught are probably decades old and need to be updated, and so we went ahead and built a little class that updates some of those strategies. If you're interested in finding out more about it, 281-401-9008, 281-401-9008, and so it's a 2-day class. We're starting a little bit late, starting 10 a.m., just because it really stinks to rush traffic and get out there. So if you're interested, 281-401-9008. Hey, we'll be back. Hey everyone, if you're watching on Facebook, if you're watching on YouTube, LinkedIn, we're doing our radio show segments here. They're 9-minute segments, and so we're going to record a bunch of them this morning. We'll talk a little bit more about the Foundations class next, which is coming up tomorrow. Make sure you get online and register for it. We're on Eventbrite, or you can text us at 281-401-9008. We're going to change things up a little bit in this class and really sort of focus on what makes sense for most of the individuals that we're in contact with. Really go over the marketing. Even if you want to be a wholesaler, it's probably a great class to take because you get to understand straight up what the reality is going to be on a good wholesaling program. So, or if you want to flip, what the reality is. And we will not be selling the dream.
No, there's no dream selling at this class.
Ready when you are, man.
Going live in 3, 2, 1.
Good thing.
Welcome to the show, folks. It's Jason Bible, Robert Orfino, Texas Real Estate Radio Network. We're with the Mr. Texas Real Estate team. Today we're going to talk about our Real Estate Foundations course that we're going to start this weekend. This weekend's kind of the beta test, if you will.
Sure.
So we teach this class about 10 times a year. And I was approached by a lot of folks that have joined our mastermind like, hey, can you do like a Real Estate 101 class? I get a lot of folks that ask me, say, hey, Jason, would you share with us how to build a real estate business? And so I said, you know what, I could probably put together a little weekend class, a little 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. sort of deal for 2 days and talk about how to build a real estate business, wholesaling, flipping. We'll talk a little about buy and hold, and Airbnb, and lending. But I wanted to share with people, how did we get here?
Yeah.
So what is retirement? How do you plan for retirement? What's the number you need to hit? We're going to talk about a lot about numbers and math and all that. This is not a sell the dream class. I don't do a sell the dream very well. Yeah, 2 clap. If you've been reading my emails the last 2 or 3 weeks, you probably can tell I'm not in a sell the dream kind of mode right now. Maybe because it's wintertime, but in any case, I'm not a big sell the dream guy. But what we are going to talk about is the practical application of being a real estate investor. And what does that mean? Who should I market to? What kind of houses should I buy? How, based off this, based off the I want to retire, I want to build wealth, and I want to build X amount of wealth in Y amount of time. How do I do that? What's the best asset to target? Should I be in single family? Should I be in multifamily? Should I be in commercial? Should I do, it will answer let me put it this way. People come to a class like this, they have a ton of questions. This will answer 95% of your questions in a group setting. So that's what the course is this weekend. We've got seating for 40, I don't know how many people we have signed up, 15 or 20, something like that.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So it's a smaller group setting. You're not going to be in there with 200 people. We try and keep this class relatively small. And this is a great time of year to take it. I'm teaching it again at the end of January. So you'll get a head start on all of the folks that are taking, right now, I can tell you what everybody's doing. Right now, everyone's, they're in their Christmas hangover. They're thinking about New Year's goals. Although truth be told, I probably should have thought about those at the end of the third quarter. But they're working on their 2020 goals. And people who are going to be in this class this weekend are going to get a head start on everybody else in the marketplace. And so I'm just going to share with you what I did to build a business that flipped over 100 houses a year, and then I'm going to share with y'all what I did, or what we did over the last 12 months. And I can tell you, both of those businesses are stark contrast to each other. So I think this is the only class that I know of where someone is teaching a class, built a big flip and wholesale business, and then literally inside of 2 or 3 months, switched over to a buy and hold passive portfolio at scale. I don't know anybody else who's done that in the country. So I know a lot of people that teach flipping, or they teach wholesaling, or they teach buy and hold, or they teach how to lend, all that sort of thing. But I don't know anyone who, in the amount of time that we've done it, have flipped, if you will, from one business model to another in the span of time and scaled it as fast as we have. I don't know. Do you know anybody across the country that's done it that fast?
No, I don't. Well, I mean, maybe they've had good years.
Yeah, okay.
Maybe they've had a really good year in the middle of their 10-year career or something like that. So that's the only thing. It's not, and it was just a good year.
Yeah.
Right? It wasn't planned. It just sort of happened to shook out that way.
Okay. So that's what we're going to talk about this weekend. We're going to get into the tactical stuff: how to raise money, how to put together a marketing plan, how to have a conversation with a owner, an owner's real estate agent, a wholesaler, how to work MLS. You're going to talk about rehabs. So it'll be about 90 minutes on how to estimate a rehab. how to estimate rehab, and how to save money and make money in rehabbing your properties. Talk a little about property management, what to look for there, and insurance and all that stuff. So really, we're going to go over some basics, but it's going to get really advanced really quick.
Yeah.
Because we're going to look. Anybody can learn the basics on Bigger Pockets and big real estate podcasts and
Sure.
YouTube and all that other stuff. So we're going to cover some common ground, some foundation related issues, and then we're going to skip right into, okay, this is what a target market looks like. This is how you market to people. This, we're going to get into the tactical sort of stuff pretty quickly.
And I think probably the most important thing is the realization of how long it takes to actually retire, what the actual numbers look like to retire. Everyone gets sold that dream and it's not real.
Right.
It's just not real. You can't put your retirement date on a wall in 6 months, right?
Right, yeah.
You're really setting yourself up for being disappointed. Which I think sometimes I wonder if the gurus have it right or they have it wrong. When they make you get up there, right, put your freedom date up there.
Yeah.
Right? You write your freedom date up there. And then what happens when I don't hit my freedom date? Am I either going to be upsold or do I quit?
Yeah. I think the problem with the freedom date is the freedom date works provided that what you're doing is attainable with your resources in that amount of time.
Yes.
I mean, I'd love to Grant Cardone's a great example. He's been doing this 25 years. Like, people think Grant blew up overnight. 25 years, right? So when I look at the folks who are most successful in this business, and I was having this conversation this week, the most successful people I know in this business are the ones that have free and clear real estate, period. Or they constantly re-leverage with other people's money and they're not financially liable for what happens when the market changes. They just keep taking their money out. Those are the two people that I see that are most successful in this business.
Yep.
So what's fascinating is...
It's backwards what we do, right? We put all our money in.
Right.
And then we bring it.
And then we bring other people in. But when you go up here and you put your freedom date on the wall, a lot of that freedom date is, okay, well, I got to buy 6 flips this year, and I need 3 buy and holds, and I need 4 wholesale deals, and you're like, okay, well, how do you build that? And then what happens if 12 weeks in, you aren't even close to hitting your first 12-week goal? The problem is there's no double loop learning where they go back and say, okay, well, what have I done that doesn't meet, how do I make this change here? And you paid the $20,000 or the $50,000 for the education package, and the problem is that real estate coach can't answer that question. That's really the problem. So you're 12 weeks in, are you doing enough marketing? Are you making enough offers? Are you getting the properties rehab fast enough? Did you buy the right deal so you have the right profit margin in order to make your freedom date? And if you're not, you call your coach. Does your coach have the skills to be able to correct that issue? That's the thing I always saw in my real estate coaches. Is it's like, okay, we're here. How do we fix this? Well, you're doing really good. Just keep doing more marketing, make more offers. And you're like, okay, well, am I even looking at the right assets at this point?
Right.
Am I in the right marketplace? And so I always found that to be incredibly unhelpful. They were more like cheerleaders than they were coaches, right?
I give you the coaching free all the time.
Yeah, you can do it.
You can do it. You can do it.
You can do it.
Right?
You can do it.
If everyone else can do it, so can you.
So can you.
Stick to the plan.
Stick to the plan.
There you go. I mean, that's what real estate coaching is, because most of the people that are coaching are understanding the intricacies, like you say, of my individual business.
Right. Well, it goes back to the classic, are the coaches in your marketplace? I do think there's some importance in that, right? There's some...
Oh my gosh, yeah.
There's some, hey, we're in Texas. Now, are the things we've got some folks actually flying in for the class. So, are the things that we are teaching applicable to their marketplace? Absolutely, but somebody's got to look at that. When you get into coaching and stuff in those other marketplaces, you got to pull up all their market data and see what works best in their marketplace. In any case, this is Jason Bible, Robert Orfino, and we will be right back.
That was a quick one.
It was quick.
Don't forget we need to build a door around the hot water heater.
Alright, you guys ready?
Yeah.
On item 3, 2, 1.
Welcome back to the shows. Jason Bible, Robert Orfino, Texas Real Estate Radio Network. We're part of the Mr. Texas Real Estate team. You know, I just had this question just came across. You were talking about a water heater there. You ever put tankless water heaters in the attic?
Yeah.
Okay.
So the issue with a tankless water heater is it needs to be serviced once a year.
Okay.
Like all hot water heaters are supposedly need to be
Right, they're
serviced,
supposed to be drained and all that, yeah.
But no one ever does it on a tank because the water flows through quick enough and the cellular rods they're there, right? So
Yeah.
you get your 7 to 10 years out of it. But on a tankless, because it's such a tight little mechanism and we're running the water through the tubes that are superheating, you got to descale it at least once a year. So you got to put these extra little connections on, and you basically run it with a little pump that pumps vinegar through, and then the vinegar will descale it.
Okay.
It just takes 30 minutes.
Yeah.
That's it. Just run that pump for like 15
It's
20
part of our
minutes.
Airbnb maintenance schedule.
Absolutely.
But nobody else does it.
No one else does it. And then what happens is after 3 or 4 years, if you're in cities with a lot of hard water, they're like, "Oh, these things stink.
Yeah.
I spent $1,000 on it, and I got 3 years out of it." It's like, did you maintenance? Did you do the required maintenance? No. Well, then they're not going to work.
This is for you guys in Central Texas. You got all that hard water because of the Edwards Aquifer. You get that stuff all at limestone. It's all over the place.
Yeah, so you just have to descale it. You just got to, and if you're in a heavy, hard water place, and you might do it twice a year. But you should hook it up with these little disconnects, and then so it goes like this, and then just twice a year you turn the valve so you can pump it in, and you close the loop, and you just run the vinegar through.
Okay.
Yeah, it's pretty simple. You should also take your shower heads and soak them in vinegar once a year,
yeah.
things like that.
Yeah, when you notice it start spraying your face, it's
They're all going the wrong way.
just like your car, right?
Right.
It's the same thing. Windshield wipers on the car, and it's spraying over the roof, or it's spraying your neighbor, and all that stuff. So, anyways, I was having some. I was thinking. I was looking at a couple of different properties, and how do you make them? Curtis put a post up about how the new color scheme, like he's seeing what the new trend is, and it's back to like some kind of killing beige, brown, something or other, right? And I called it the cypress. It's barn doors and red mulch. I call that the cypress because it's like everybody in Cypress has barn doors and mulch, right? So I started thinking, well, I know you're coming out with the 2020 design specs, and I still think it's going to be a lot of whites and a lot of grays on the interior because it makes it look so much brighter, right? It makes it look so much bigger.
I think here's where a lot of people make mistakes. Like you can get away with any sort of the agreeable gray and the bright white works in any retrofit house, right? Except anything that's already Spanish style. Like I'm seeing so many disconnects from like a good design is going to bring the outside of the house to the inside of the house, right? So you're walking up and there's a little Spanish design. You open the door and you're in, postmodern.
That's right.
World. And you're like, it doesn't feel natural. And that's the thing about, I'm looking at, Shelby sent me something like, this house been on the market, and I'm like, oh yeah, look how ugly it is. And she's like, no, it's beautiful. I'm like, not compared to the outside, right?
Right.
It's a postmodern house, and we use bronze rubbed oil, right?
Yeah.
Oil rubbed bronze, black doorknobs. I'm like, this makes no sense. And so I think people sometimes get a little too stuck in that world, and you really have to take it from the outside in. Is the thing that I was always taught. So any fix and flip, any startup home, any step up home, is going to be absolutely perfect with the white and the grays, right? Not a problem. But if my neighbor's got a really sort of Spanish mission style, it's just one of the models that were available, and you can't do that whole postmodern stuff in there, right? Because that's essentially what that white shaker and the marble countertop and like the feel of the art, that's a sort of postmodern with a little, French flair for the backsplash. That just doesn't work in a house that is screaming, I need terracottas and I need beiges, right?
Yep.
And so I think flippers make a lot of mistakes by sticking to the cookie cutter stuff. Now, if it's a rental, who the heck cares,
Yeah,
right?
who cares?
Just you do whatever, and then when you go to sell, that's when you put the money in, right? But for these guys that are flipping, I'm looking at, hey, look at this, look how great my house is, and I'm like, wow, that's a really high-end French design. I wonder what the front of the house looks like, and it's like, oh,
Yeah,
look,
it's a traditional Tudor. Right?
yeah, it's like that's kind of not gonna work, and we talk about this all the time, just like having the light plates and the outlet plate, that was crooked, right?
Yeah.
It's one of the things I always catch, right? It has to be level. And I was taught this by I taught this kid in his 30s now, but he's flipped thousands and thousands. He's walking around on a level and hit everything on a level. This isn't level, this isn't level. And you would think he's sort of busting your chops. And his problem is he wasn't articulate enough to convey the message, right? Like we talked about the other day, like, you have these coaches that just can't convey the message, even though they kind of understand what the problem is. The problem here is that, look at that outlet over there.
Yeah. Man, that is really crooked.
That, if you aren't looking directly at it, you are still subconsciously,
Yeah, something's not right.
something is off in this room. And then it becomes, and your sensors are all screwed up, right? So then you think it either smells bad or it's not level. Like, I don't think the floor's level. It's like, no, we did the foundation. And you'll be fighting with your buyers who are like, yeah, the house is on level. It's like, no, it's level. We had the foundation guys come in. No, what happened is your switches are off. They're not at the same height. So everything is up and down. Your floorboard is uneven. That little thing will throw your buyers off.
Yeah. It's, they can sense the disturbance in the force. They're walking around going, something's not totally right here. That doesn't make sense.
Yeah, and we're not talking like, full-blown feng shui, right?
Yeah.
We're just talking, boy, this really has to make you feel comfortable when you walk in that living room. And if everything's a little bit off and the heights are off and the angles are off, people just aren't interested in that.
One thing I see a big mistake is the quality of furniture used in staging.
Oy.
So you've got this higher end house, 700-800. This is what would be a higher end house here in Houston, 700-800,000 house. And you walk in, and the furniture just is not of the quality that you would see in a near $1 million house. Which you think, oh, I just stage it with something that looks nice, that matches the style.
Right.
But if it's of a quality that's not the same quality, it comes off really weird.
I agree 1,000%. And staging is always, I don't know. Sometimes I feel like walking through that big, cavernous, empty, cathedral ceiling house is more attractive than throwing in furniture.
I agree with that, yeah.
Right? So there's some houses that, even at a high end, you're like, I don't think I will stage this. Right? I want people to feel how big this is and to see the whole run of marble that runs out, right? And so I think you give up some things when you stage, especially if you don't have a really professional stager that understands the level and the intricacies that you're going for on the sale. Anyway, guys, this is Robert and Jason from Mr. Texas Real Estate. This is the Texas Real Estate Radio Network. Jason, we have an event coming up this weekend.
We do.
Remind everyone about it.
We've got the foundations, we call it Foundations Real Estate 101 for the modern real estate investor. So if y'all want to learn how to do real estate like we do, come on out to that class. If you just hit us up on the text 281-401-9008. It's 281-401-9008. Just text the class, text the word foundations, and we will get you a link to that class. But I'm going to cover everything from what are the numbers that you need for retirement, where those numbers come from. Then we're going to get into the tactical implementation of how to build your real estate business. So again, just send us a text, 281-401-9008. We will see you there this weekend. Thanks for watching.
It's warm. What are we doing?
I'm just putting the classes, I'm just putting the stuff that we've done up here. Yep.
Alright, going live. In 3, 2, 1.
Welcome to the show, folks. Jason Bible, Robert Orfino, Texas Real Estate Radio Network.
I have a bottle of my smart water here, and I forget where I was. It was at a Disney, no, it was Universal, and I was buying smart water there. And the guy behind the the counter was from like Africa or the West Indies, and he was snickering.
Yeah.
And like, what's so smart about the water? I mean, I'm thirsty. That's what's smart about it, right? And I just always, every time I drink this, I'm like,
It's
screw you,
supposed to
dude.
be it's supposed to be some infused something or other.
I think they usually just add salt and potassium, right?
Yeah. I'll tell you what the smart water bottles are great for. If you are a hiking person, you are an outdoor person, the bottles are fantastic for outdoor use. In fact, you can attach your filter directly to the top of that thing.
Yeah.
And it's typically a pretty high quality plastic, so they last a little bit longer. So when we go hiking, we usually have 2 of those smart water bottles, and then I've got my filter in the bag too.
Yeah, when I was looking at my life filter, right?
Yeah.
I guess the realization came to me that it's not like the movies where you're just going to stick your hand out in front of a waterfall and catch the water as it runs down. There's a lot of laying on your belly to get water.
Yeah, it's not as romantic as it is in the movies,
Right.
that's for sure. Well, and then you've got stagnant pools of water versus moving pools and where you want to pull water from. Well, there's a bit of science behind it. But how not to get sick while on trail.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people think, oh, I had something bad yesterday and now I have food poisoning. Like, that's not how that works. It's usually 3 to 5 days.
Yeesh.
So you got a hold of something and it takes 3 to 5 days
Get it
before,
out.
before you start to realize the symptoms of it. So when you're out hiking on trail, if you're 3 days in, it's something that you did before you got out there. But if you've got a short hike and for some reason you forget your filter, then you kind of can drink
Your life's strong.
directly out of the pond, because you're not going to get sick till 3 days later. But getting sick and dehydration.
Oh.
Dehydration is a little bit better than getting sick. Or getting sick is a little bit better than dehydration if you've got, if you're on a short hike there. So.
Well, I never go anywhere without my life straw, so.
There you go. Yeah. That's funny.
What do we got? We got the foundation class coming up. Got a lot of good events in January.
January is going to be a good month. So our events are going to be Thursday nights. We will have an event somewhere in Houston every Thursday night. Well, at least the first 4 Thursday nights of the month. So if there's a 5th Thursday, we won't have an event.
Yes, you're right.
So first 4 Thursdays of the month, we'll always have an event somewhere around town. We'll be talking about case studies.
So 3 of them I could see will be case studies, or 2 of them will be case studies. One of them might be short-term rentals, and the other one will be the preview night going into our foundation class.
Yeah.
So, no, very good. Yeah, so we're a busy month now.
Yeah, we're going to be in California first week of January.
First full week. Yep.
We'll be in SoCal.
We never ordered our banners.
Oh, bummer.
I know.
Dang. Got a lot of stuff going on.
Yeah.
We have to have, we got a little meeting to start working on our nonprofit stuff. We got to get all those guys lined up for the next 12 months.
Yes. Yeah, we do.
So I think that's gonna be a lot of fun.
We have a lot of plans for 2020, the next decade here, so we'll see how many we can get actively going.
Yeah.
It's a lot. I think there's still a chance we can order that tablecloth and banner today.
Okay.
I think
You got a Chotsky's company?
there's someone out there that can turn that stuff around usually in 7 days. And
Yeah.
we still have, even with the holidays, we still have 7 days.
Yeah. There's not.
But I can have them drop shipped directly to California.
Oh, that'd be perfect.
Yep.
Okay.
That was my plan. That has to get done today.
Yeah.
They're doing a punch list for me down there. I'm trying to, I got
And where it's in Leon?
They have San Leon, just going through that, so I'm happy about that today. There you go. Still going. Ooh. Facebook just introduced something new here.
Oh, that's weird.
Oh, I got ads on my thing. There we go. I think I'm most excited about this class is going through the rule of 25, which is something I don't think you taught previously in front of the class?
I can tell you there is very little content that in this class that you guys have seen before. That's probably a good way to put it. There's a lot of new stuff in here. And it's a lot of the presentations that little bits and pieces that I've talked about over the last year. But Rule of 25 is one of them.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about the Trinity study. We're going to talk about a couple of these things, at least on the first day, for probably an hour or two.
Good.
But we're really going to get into the numbers, where you need to be today if you're going to retire in the next couple of years. And then we're going to go into a lot of what you and I have been doing the last year to build our portfolios up. Because we bought all the good deals already, so we can share all that now with everybody. A little joke. Everyone's like, why would you?
All the good deals are gone, so we can share it now, right?
So Monday night, the Christmas Eve, we had, 25, 30 people on. We had like 130-something people registered. And one of the questions I got was, well, Jason, why do you guys share this stuff? And I said, I will tell you right now, the only reason I'm doing all this is for two reasons. Money and deals.
Yeah.
And I would love to tell you, I do enjoy the teaching piece. It is a lot of fun. But truth be told, if I wasn't getting money and deals out of it, I wouldn't be doing this. And they said, well, what do you mean by money and deals? I said, look, I will train you how to go look for deals like I look for deals.
Yep.
And you're going to get a hold of something, what I like to call getting a hold of the dragon by the tail. And you're not going to know what to do, and you're going to give me a call. And guess what? We're going to buy that property.
Yep.
And we'll pay you something, I don't know, 10, 15, 20 grand.
times this year, yeah.
Yeah, whatever it is that to get the deal done, we'll pay for it. It's not, that's what we do is we're working with wholesalers. And I said the second thing that'll happen is you or your friends or your spouse or somebody will have money in some kind of retirement account. Typically, the folks that work with us do.
Yep.
And they're like, what do I do with this money? I'm like, put it into our fund. Put it into a deal. Or, there's any number of things that you can do. So I'm here for money and deals. It's the only reason I do these classes. I do enjoy putting them together. But after about the third or fourth class, I'm like, all right, now I'm bored. So I'll do something else. So really for me, what I get out of these things is money and deals. That's it. And then they said, well, why do you charge for them? I was like, because it keeps the riffraff out. it keeps the non-serious people out.
Yes, that's a better way to put it. Yes.
$97. If you can't swing $97 for a 2-day class, we don't really want you in the free class either.
Well, one of our, Michael, texted me something. He said, hey, I got a guy who's ready to go. Great. Yeah, he's ready to start building off. Excellent. Wants to know if that $97 a month option is still available. No.
Yeah, that was a year ago.
No, that's not available.
Yeah.
I thought he was ready to go.
Yeah. Yeah, we used to do a membership for $100 a month, and we spent more time chasing people down
for $100. Yeah.
I was like, this is crazy.
Yeah, I don't need it.
I looked at a model where, and I follow a lot. I'm doing a whole lot of research again on this sociological front, and one of the things that's fascinating is, I thought, could we build like a really big YouTube channel and we get paid by the ads and the sponsors and all that? And I was like, man, that model just really doesn't work in the real estate space. Works really well in a handful of other spaces. Yeah. Just in real estate, it doesn't work that well. And maybe it's because most real estate podcasts and shows are boring as all get out.
So boring.
But when I watch this psychology stuff, and then when I watch my car stuff, that model works real well for those guys, right? They go out and buy a new Lambo, they get 5 million more views, and kind of pay. It all is a wash at the end of the day, and they make a little bit of money. So, but in the real estate space, it doesn't. You still got to kind of pay for.
No, it's so boring. It's the same old guy, and the guy who's got 30 flips done sounds like he's a hero, and it's just like, dude.
It's just 30 houses.
It's 30 houses. Come on, man. Anyway, Robert and Jason here, Texas Real Estate Radio Network. We will be back shortly. Thanks for listening. All right, let's do Star Wars.
Mandalorian time.
Shut that feed down and
fire the feedback up for Star Wars.